it's not me against the universe. I feel like the universe is in favor of me.
Welcome back to Lockstock FM, where we delve into the lives and stories of those who redefine success and inspire change. I'm Spencer Terring, and today we're going to be joined by a remarkable individual whose journey is not just about personal triumph, but also about empowering others on their path to wellness and sobriety. Meet Mr. Jon Shilling, the founder of Sober Living Bali.
Correct.
Right, yeah. Jon's story is one of resilience and transformation, with a competitive background in surfing and golf, which he didn't tell me about when we first played, and he took 15 handicap and stole my money, which we'll never forgive him for. Jon's life took a significant turn as he faced and overcame the challenges of alcoholism. His triumph over personal adversities led him to a profound realization: happiness is a state of doing. And this philosophy became the cornerstone of his mission to help others achieve a fulfilling and sober lifestyle. And he's definitely the biggest influence on me on why I decided to quit alcohol also. So armed with a degree in sports medicine and certification in yoga, Jon's approach to recovery is holistic, integrating physical wellness and mental and spiritual health. His dedication is evident in the safe haven he's created called Sober Living, which we're going to link in the description down below. Today, Jon is not just a wellness advocate, he is a beacon of hope and a testament to the power of positive transformation. As we chat with Jon, we're going to explore his journey, impactful work he's doing, and the stuff at Sober Life Bali, and your insights into life and some of the difficult parts and the good parts. So let's get into conversation. Welcome to Lockstock FM.
Oh, thank you.
You like that?
Touching introduction, right?
Well, you deserved it, mate. You're a very influential and inspirational person. So Jon's going to talk to us around the golf course today. We've got no idea how this is going to work out because this is the first time. But let's get to the first tee.
Right on, let's do it.
Down with the game like a bandit. Me bring the flame like a matches. Test me no, without the slackness. Active style and pattern, that's on my deck. Active.
Right, so we're here with Jon. Maybe you could introduce yourself a little bit to Skills Golf TV. Not to Skills Golf TV, that's what we were just talking about.
Yeah.
Introduce yourself to Lockstock FM.
All right, good morning. My name's Jon Shilling. Originally from California, spent most of my life in Hawaii and ended up in Bali about a decade ago. Came on a surf trip and just my spirit felt like this was the place for me. And I met Spencer in the pandemic playing golf. I didn't play golf for 20 years. And the pandemic happened and I came out to do something for fun and just got addicted. And you'll see my personality is what it's either all or nothing. So yeah, I'm just grateful every day to be in Bali, running my sober living home, helping other people. I have a lot of time to play golf, enjoy and explore the spiritual side of Bali and of just being a piece of life in general. I don't put too many labels on myself. Spencer called me a nice word this morning. I said, I'm not even that. I'm just a piece of this creation. Let's see how we do today.
Very humble guy, aren't you, Jon?
You have to be.
And also pretty good at golf, actually, which is unfortunate because you're always taking money off me.
Well, you're hitting the ball a lot better than me today, so let's see what happens.
Yeah, I'm feeling good. I've been practicing. So we're going to continue this round, and what I'm going to do is on every hole, as we're walking up, I'm going to start talking to you about bits of your life. And,
Okay.
And
What are we playing for?
we're playing for the legend of Lockstock FM.
All right.
Okay. Oh, he's put one up there. As part of the agreement of me inviting Jon onto Lockstock FM, he has agreed to give me unlimited breakfast balls off the tee. So this is going to be quite interesting.
It's an easy deal.
Stay up. In or out?
Breakfast ball.
Breakfast ball.
It is still breakfast time anyways. We usually take one just for fun off the first tee anyway.
All right, Jon. So let's talk a little bit about your early beginnings. Yeah. Where you come from? California?
California. I was born in Florida. My father worked for the Disney company for 41 years, so I kind of followed Mickey Mouse around America.
Okay.
But from 3 to 18, 19 in Southern California in a nice little beach town. Good life.
Tell me a funny story about a Mickey Mouse head that you saw.
Oh, I was telling you, I grew up in the park, so the first time I saw Mickey Mouse without his costume head on, I was traumatized. That maybe started it all.
Yeah. So when you came to Bali, was it because you needed to come here, or was there something lost in your life? Was that during the time that you were struggling with alcohol, or was it before?
No, I was about 3 years sober. I used to come to Indonesia all the time. I'd spend one night in Kuta partying, then I would get out of Kuta and go to another island where there wasn't hard alcohol. I came this time to Bali and I stayed 2 months surfing, and I felt a new freedom being here without the mental obsession to drink alcohol. So I just fell in love with Bali on so many levels.
So do you feel like when you quit the alcohol, it was out of absolute necessity? It was a moment that you had to decide this, or was it something? Because I've quit alcohol because you inspired me to do it, but obviously I don't think I was in a place that you described. Yourself.
I was sick and tired of being sick and tired. I didn't think I'd live to be 30, and I was 33. I was running on borrowed time, and by chance, my father had the right time to get me to the right people, and I wasn't really ready 100% at first, but over time, as I learned about the disease of alcoholism, I knew I have no other choice. I know today, with every cell in my body, if I pick up a drink of alcohol, I'll be dead in a couple days. So it's actually a very easy choice for me.
So instead you play golf?
Play golf, surf, take your money.
Okay, so after you came to Bali,
Yeah.
got a lovely bit of noise in the background there from the tractor. That was the moment you decided to set up this business, or this is something that's happened recently?
This is something that just emerged organically. I had no idea what I was going to do here, but I knew that spiritually this was the place that I really wanted to be. So I moved here and I did a lot of different things. And the way this evolved, I was teaching yoga, golf. I was doing some sports programs at the 4 or 5 luxury rehabs here. And I meet all these guys, one of which you knew really well, Marcus.
Yeah, that was passed away, right? And that was the guy. Yeah, about
2 years ago, we carried him, man. This is a big boy.
He was heavy.
Yeah.
That was, we didn't realize how far it was going to be. I'm like, he really made us work from that last bit, didn't he?
He was laughing at us. But these people get out of these expensive rehabs where they go for 30 days, 60 days, and then they have nowhere to go. So I became friends with these people, and they just started living with me at my house for 6 months, a year. And it was then that I realized that they need a real safe place. So that's how Sober Living Bali emerged. Oh, tweet.
So John just gave me a nice 2-stroke head start there with a 3-putt, and I somehow got a birdie, and I miss it all 3 of those shots, and he gave me a breakfast ball, but that's okay. So I want to talk about some of your clients that you've had in and how you deal with that, because you're putting a lot of your personal time and emotion into people, right? And you feel very responsible for these people when they come to you because they're really at a low point in their life. How do you deal with that, and how do you help these people?
Most importantly is they themselves have to be willing. I turn down 75 to 85% of people that contact me.
How do you know? What's the difference?
Well, if the parents are contacting you, or the wife of someone's contacting you saying, this man needs to stop drinking, I talk to him, and he's not 100% committed to a program of complete abstinence and sobriety, we move on to the man that is.
Yeah.
So until you're ready to make the life change, yourself are 100% willing to go to any length.
So someone says, I need help, I want help, I'm going to get help, I've got to do it.
I'm there for 100%. I got you.
Okay, so and what's the program like? What does it look like? So if I come to you and say, John, I need help, and you accept me into your program, what happens?
Well, that's the guy that I just got on Monday is a good example. He's 12 days sober now. He's been in my house 4 days, so he's still going through a little bit of a detox program.
Yeah.
So I hang tight to him. We go to a meeting a day. They say 90 meetings in 90 days, 90 AA meetings in 90 days.
Yeah. Yes, you go every day.
He should. You don't have to do anything. It's a program of suggestions.
Yeah.
But when he came to my house, I got a medical doctor to come over and give him a vitamin IV to check him out. So we do everything we can to alleviate the physical symptoms.
Yeah.
And
there are a lot, right? If you've been drinking a lot.
Alcohol's the worst, dude. You die from it very easily.
Yeah.
From withdrawal. So whether this guy didn't need benzodiazepines or some medication, he's doing okay, but still at day 12, he's still sweating a lot, and he's just pushing through it. And I tell people that is your greatest asset. I remember my last detox and the pain that I went through, and I never ever want to fucking experience that
again. Yeah.
Yeah.
Once you built up like that big dam of like, this isn't going to, you don't want to waste all those years. How long sober have you been now?
About 10 years. I had a relapse 5 years ago. So November this month would be 10 years. And this is why I'm so scared. I relapsed about 5 years ago and I was nearly dead within a couple weeks.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. Well, I've been going 3 years in December.
Yeah.
So I can help you going with me if you like.
All right. Well, that's it. We inspire each other. You're not an alcoholic. There's a huge difference. When I put alcohol in my body, I have a physical allergy, a mental obsession, and a spiritual malady. So in our AA program and in life, we treat those 3 parts of the disease and try to make sure they're balanced. But as of today, there's no alcohol in my system, so I don't have a physical allergy. The mental obsession has been removed by a power greater than me. I call it the cosmos. You can call it God, whatever you want, something bigger than yourself. And the spiritual part of my journey is forever ongoing. So my sobriety each day is based upon my spiritual maintenance. And how do I do that? I work with others. I stay honest. I call bullshit on myself.
Do you think that working with others helps to inspire you also because you feel like responsible for those people too? So you have to maintain your lifestyle to pass that on?
It's a crazy thing when people are feeling like shit and thinking about drinking. We say, turn your thoughts to someone you can help, right? If you can't physically go to their house, turn your thoughts towards them. There's something amazing about being of service and how it helps you. It's actually a selfish thing, me being in service. The byproduct, the consequence is people are given the tools.
Being benefit.
I benefit.
I mean, everyone does stuff in self-interest. Even when you give to charity, you do it because you feel good for yourself. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. As long as both people are benefiting, it's a great thing.
It's an amazing program. Like we don't ask for anything in return. We say that AA is the last house on the block, but the best house on the block. So
let's hit this tea shop.
Let's do it.
Let's see if after all that speech, we can actually get one on the green. Nice. So we touched a little bit on the journey of people that are dealing with alcoholism. What about other passions in your life then, Jon? You're talking a lot about golf. How do you find... I know you played when you were a little bit younger.
I played a little bit in college, and actually my first year when I was 15 years old, I played 500 rounds in 1 year. Played twice on the weekends. I got a lot of other passions here in Bali. My dog is a huge part of my life. The one Gizmo. We'll put a video of him. I rescued him when he was about 3 months old. He was 2 kilos.
It's amazing the connection you can build with a dog.
Yeah. We spent a month together at the doctor, and now he's almost 4, and he's just absolutely my best friend. It's just baffling to me that the love I have for him. So I can't imagine people having real children, how they must feel about their real children.
Yeah.
The love that I have for Gizmo.
Any plans for children yourself?
I'd love to have children, dude. I feel that it's coming, but I need to watch myself that I don't force the issue, that I let it come to me organically.
Sometimes I think I get a little bit kind of envious of people that have kind of had kids by kind of mistake.
Yeah.
But no one ever regrets having kids, ever, do they? Never, ever. Even if you have it during bad times or as a mistake or whatever, it doesn't matter. No one regrets it. And, you know, I kind of feel like I need to something needs to happen because I really want kids too, but...
And that's the whole thing about life is when we try to put our will and our way on everything, we don't know what's best. But if we show up the best version of ourselves and have that vision of children, the universe will put in our life the right girl. And yeah, it's hard, dude. It comes with a lot of humility, a lot of hard work on yourself. You're an accountable guy. I think that's a big part about being a good parent, being accountable. And I can't wait, honestly, which one of us is going to have the child first. Good
time, long time no see. Oh, very sexy. Yeah, sexy boy. Oh yeah, well, half up, you know. Are you joining us, are you? Oh, very nice. Yeah, perfect. Okay. We're recording a podcast halfway through. So, but it's okay. You can jump in so you can tell us all about, what do you think about Jon? Tell us about Jon. This is Yulia Tori. She runs a very nice golf clothing company from Bali.
This one.
A bit of an entrepreneur. We should have you on the podcast sometime as well. So tell us what you think about Jon.
I've known Jon for how long? 5 years?
I think three or 4 years.
Yeah, 3 or 4 years. Yeah. I know him about good thing only. Yeah, he's very good golfer, very consistent. Yeah, and also very good surfing.
She has a.
But I'm admire his golf.
How much money has he taken off you?
I don't think.
Not yet.
Okay.
Oh, we need some big money bets later on tonight then. Right, after you.
That's you're couple up on me now.
Couple up on you. Okay, so Bali life. So before you were living in California, how did you discover Bali and what was the first reason you came here?
I always came here for surfing. Everyone asked me, what's better, Hawaii or Bali? And they're very similar in a lot of ways, but Bali's about a tenth cheaper. You can have a great life here for a much less amount of money than Hawaii. I do miss Hawaii being very clean and easy to park at the yoga studios.
But when it's that much better value for money, it's not really.
It's not worth it. You know, I get in my car and I whistle. I drive to the golf course in the mountains at 4 a.m. There's nobody on the road.
Yeah.
I don't have an issue with the things that a lot of people struggle with here.
Yeah. So where are you living?
I'm living on the Sober Living Home right now, in the Sober Living Home, which is in Ungasan on the Bukit.
Okay.
And next year I'm building my own house.
Where's that going to be? Maybe around Nusa Dua?
Yeah, in Nusa Dua, close to the Sober Living Home. It's just healthy for me to have my own space.
Yeah. Is that because sometimes you need a little bit of a break from all the people?
I always do. I'm a giver, man. And if I'm up early in the morning and someone wants to come talk to me, I need an hour or two to do my routine, my meditation, talk to my parents. So when you're there and they have access to you 24 hours, I love it. I love
people do you have at the same time?
You know, no, usually maximum 4 people. Right now there's 2 guys.
Yeah.
So I can take up to 5, but 4 seems to be the magic number.
And sometimes you get like trouble clients that are particularly difficult and they can't make it through, and you have to make a difficult decision to let them go.
Well, they sign an agreement, right? They're not going to drink or use drugs.
Yeah.
A lot of times they do, so they write their own ticket out of the house. But if they have mental health problems, I help them get into the right care, the right psychiatric care. There's a new clinic that opened up here, the Bali Mental Health Clinic. Some psychiatrist friends of mine opened with their own money, and they've been doing a fabulous job treating what we call like dual diagnosis, mental health issues.
Is it a difficult decision when you have to let those people go? Because obviously it's...
Yeah, but I can't get too attached myself,
But you've got other people you need to
take care of.
take off. Yeah.
And myself. Nice swing, Julia.
Nice shot. Okay, so we talked a little bit about Bali and how it's an amazing place to live. 1, because it's so cheap, but 2, because the quality of the food here is extremely high. It's so good. It's just, and it kind of feels like it's made with this kind of love everywhere you go. It's not like a manufactured thing where everyone's trying to make profit out. People are just trying to make a healthy living and just exist, right? It's a very different mantra. But then also, quality of the golf courses. We're at Bali National today. It's a very beautiful golf course. I'm lucky to play here.
Good swing, Julia.
Got to love the Julia over there.
Yeah.
So what's next for Jon Shilling? What's your plan for the next 2 years?
We want to continue to stay out of my way. The universe, this creation, whatever you call it, has shown me where I'm best to be of service. So I feel like I've gone to this place, and what has came to me is the business, is my happiness, is the friends. My life right now is a life of yes and yes. If someone calls me, for sure I can say yes to them. I don't have to make these decisions. Is this good for me or is it bad for me? I've created a life of yes and yes, so I can really enjoy each day without having to really think too much. I often say that I don't trust my own thinking. I don't. Being an alcoholic, usually my first thought isn't the best, but I've created a life. I've created an environment where I feel free. I feel like I can be my authentic self. And this is the feeling I was looking for all the years in the alcohol. And a lot of that has to do with being in Bali, the spiritual connection, the friendships I have, the quality of life that I live. We say rigorous honesty. And if you're honest with yourself, the answers will come to you. So if I'm honest about what's next for me, I really don't know. But that's where the joy is.
So what about your mantra? I introduced it. As we said, this through progress, was it, or through
progress rather than perfection?
At the beginning, we mentioned it right at the beginning. So what about your mantra? Happiness is a state of doing.
Well, everyone in life, they all assume that a lot of people, should I say, We all strive for something that we get externally that will bring us something. I believe when you're doing your true, authentic self, that the happiness you create from within is from a state of doing. So it's nothing we can get from outside of us. There's a thing I like to refer to as endorphins. Everyone in their body, you always think endorphins, endo, inside, orphins, morphine, comes from running or physical activity. It actually comes from connection with others. So when we create those endorphins, we don't have to take extomorphine, something from outside of us, sex, money.
But we're social animals, aren't we? So connections with people, relationships is very important for well-being.
Well, yeah, but you look at nowadays with the phone and everything, we're as far away from each other we've ever been, you know?
We have strange, closer, but far away.
And look at all the comforts we have. Would you say we're the happiest creatures right now with everything that we have?
I think, well, you look at the Western world, people just find a problem, don't they, to complain about. You know, if there was wars going on, no one would be complaining about being transgender or not having these rights and those rights. You know, people just naturally complain about stuff, I think.
Right.
If you're not in that, I always believe that if you're not in that kind of state of doing stuff to need to survive, you've got to do something for your survival. That gives you, although it doesn't sound happiness, it gives you purpose and lets you have the distinction between working hard for rewards. Whereas I feel like in Western society, a lot of people that are, for instance, on welfare, maybe some of them have disabilities, fair enough, but people that get lazy, as soon as you get lazy and you don't feel like you're earning your own money, you don't do stuff for your own right to exist, that's where people get very unhappy.
Well, this is the biggest thing I admire about you is you could kick back with your feet up and have foot massages all day, but you're constantly trying to improve yourself. You're constantly struggling. Hey, I think Joe Rogan and David Goggins talk about it, that you have to push yourself. You have to do something that sucks. And for me, a lot of that comes down to routine. A lot of it comes to being of service. My phone's on 24 hours a day. If someone calls me and they're somewhere in a hospital or they're drinking and they need my help, I'll be there. So for me, that commitment to my sobriety flows over into the other parts of my life.
Amazing. Next shot. All right, you said you had an important point you wanted to make. Well, you touched on it briefly. Let's go over it again.
You know, you asked me what's next, right?
Yeah.
And I know what's next if I drink, right? So for me, life is new and exciting because by staying sober, I don't know what's next for me. Would you enjoy watching a movie if you knew what the ending was going to be? Would there be any excitement to that?
Definitely not.
Yeah, life's the same way, man. I know exactly what will happen if I do certain things such as drink, lie, cheat. I know what will happen to my life. But now I don't know which direction it's going to go. And to me, that's the beauty of it and being okay with whatever way it goes.
Well, I'm kind of a little bit opposite to that. I have to have a plan and a target of where I'm going. I have to set, this is where I want to be. This is my target for where I want to be. This is how I imagine myself in 3-4 years' time. And that enables me to go out and say, right, let's do the difficult things to get from that. I'm looking back to that point. If I'm there in 4 years, what are all the things I've got to do to get there?
I agree. That's a beautiful concept. Work back from the goal.
Yeah.
And yeah, on a tactical basis, there are things I'd like to see myself achieve. But where will my spirit be? What will my life look like? I guarantee if I wrote something now, in 5 years, it would be drastically different than what I could write down.
But you're a lot more spiritual than I am. I kind of struggle with any kind of like spiritual and emotional connection, all that kind of stuff. My brain is so logical. I just do logic stuff.
That's okay.
Unless it makes a point to me, unless it leads to something, I'm kind of find it difficult to connect on those kind of things.
Do you believe there's something bigger than us?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I believe it. I mean, in a logical way, there has to be. Because there's no explanation for what's outside the universe or how it came to be or these kind of stuff. So there has to be something more.
We have that in common. We love learning about the universe and stuff like that. And I just think it's fascinating that we're here on this piece of creation. We captured this little bit of creation in our bodies and our mind. Now, people identify their thoughts in their mind as them. They identify their body as them. But I think those are separate from us. We gathered this body. We gathered our thinking and our thoughts. So we are this piece of creation that is manifesting itself right now through this consciousness, through this physical body. And just to have a deep appreciation for that and a humble gratitude that for some reason I'm still alive. I didn't pass away. You know, I have many friends that I've lost and I'm here. It blows my mind sometimes. I'm alive at 43 in Bali and here with you today.
Passing your love into each and every golf ball you lose.
Yeah. Well, I'm only 2 over now. It's not that good of a day, but yeah, it's a good day to be alive.
Take some money off John later on today.
All right, good Parmesan, Spencer.
Parmesan.
Yeah. Or no, ornithology. Ornithology is the study of birds. So I always tell people you're an ornithologist if you make a birdie.
Oh, okay, interesting. Well, I've only made one. I was on the first hole. I should have quit.
You're still getting your bachelor's.
So you touched on your morning routine. What is your morning routine?
Oh, I love it. I usually wake up around 4:30, and first thing I do is put the hot water on for my coffee and tea, and then I make my bed, open up the windows, turn off the aircon, and then I go around the house with incense. And whatever I'm feeling that day, this morning it was love, peace, and something else. I say that in each room when I put the incense in the room. It's super gay, but it's
The appetite of gay there.
but it's perfect timing. The water's warm and hot for my coffee. Then I sit out front on my porch and I listen to music or meditate or lay on my yoga mat, depending on how my body's feeling.
Any DJ Spenny in the mix? Oh,
Not yet. You got to send me. You got to send me some.
I've got a couple of new tracks. I'm not sure if they're appropriate for morning love and gayness, unfortunately.
Lately, it's been a lot of Chris Stapleton and John Mayer. I like melodies and harmonies, you know. And I sit with my dog. Then, if I'm going surfing, I'll leave the house around 5:30. If I'm going golfing, I leave around 7 or 8. It's pretty standard morning for me. Just have a lot of gratitude that I wake up not hungover. I wake up not worried about money. I wake up not worried about what my relationships are in my life. You know, I'm just
Did you have times where you were worried about money? We spell things for that worry in your life.
Yeah. I've never been a wealthy man, and I always like to play golf. I like to eat well. I like to travel. So I've had to work hard for these things to come to me. And now I'm in a position where I don't have to stress so much about making a buck. It seems that people are paying me for my value these days. And actually, my sober living home is less than half the price of the next closest one in Bali. It's about $3,000 a month for a room in my house and the different level of care. The minimum other people pay is $6,500 at another place.
How tight is like the program? Do you have it quite lined out what people are going to do? Like if you touch on it, because it's like 90 days.
You know what? I tried to make this home as close to real living as possible because the problem I saw people would get out of the luxury rehab and they didn't know what to do with themselves when they're on their own. So I want to give them as much space as possible to explore life on life terms and see what issues come up and come back to the safe place of the house and talk about it and see how to navigate life in this new way of living.
So they're doing the simple everyday tasks that they should be doing in normal life, like making their breakfast or...
They're supposed to make their bed. They're supposed to take care of themselves, but it is Bali, and we have a lot of people who don't care for them. So, but they're not. The more hand-holding you do when someone's making a life change, the more you're going to hinder them in the long term. So maybe a rough and bumpy start, but if they get through that first 6 months, 6 or a year, and learn how to do life on life's terms with the skill set that they have, it's a much better chance of them succeeding long term.
No drive, I'm not going to go for the green today. Hole 18, Bali Nationals, beautiful hole.
Yeah.
You can go for the green if you've got the big balls, but unfortunately my balls are like little raisins today, playing with John. So, last couple of questions I've got for you, John. Favourite book you're reading? Anything we recommend for our guests that are listening in? Something that gives you inspiration?
You know, Sadhguru's book, Inner Engineering, is awesome. And then David Goggins' book, Can't Hurt Me.
Tell me a little bit about what you got from David Goggins' book.
I actually read that when I was going through rehab 5 years ago, and I just got a ton for you. You got to read it yourself. You know, he came from a terrible situation and didn't let anything externally bother the warrior inside of him. And I'm not necessarily saying everyone needs to be a warrior, but you have to find your own drive from within, and it
helps you to find yours. Yeah. I feel like you're out there battling with life every day now, but now you're on top of it.
Well, it's not me against the universe. I feel like the universe is in favor of me. So part of that comes with just not being so attached to the consequences of life. Same with golf. I do my best, and whatever happens, happens, you know. But you can practice more, you can prepare more mentally, psychologically to play better than have a better consequence.
You rarely lose your temper, do you, on golf?
Why would I, dude? I'm alive. I didn't think I was going to be alive till 30 and I'm fucking 43.
Not like me with the tomahawks that I throw down the
It's
felt.
hilarious.
I'm trying to gain inspiration from Jon's chillness on the golf course to improve my golf.
I'm just happy, man. To me,
I'm
there's nothing.
entertaining sometimes to play with, aren't
I don't know if that's the word.
I? Well, I'm definitely getting better. Today I've been good.
Yeah, I've enjoyed the day. I always enjoy the day with you. You're inspiring to me on many levels, dude.
Yeah,
So I appreciate you as a friend.
that's good. Me to you too also, Jon.
Thank you, brother.
So thank you very much for coming on this little episode of Lockstock FM. It's Jon Shilling. I'm going to put all the links down below to his Sober Living Bali, which is a very great place to go if you do need problems, or you've got problems, or you know someone in need that wants to help themselves out. Recommend reaching out to this guy.
Reach out on WhatsApp. I'll get back to you and point you in the right direction.